There are many good items you will find on your way to level 70 in the Burning Crusade, and in this video we'll go over some of them. These are items you might personally need at level 70, or someone else needs them so you can make a nice chunk of gold by selling them later on. Okay, so before we talk about that, let's also give away another wave of TBC beta keys. If you are not interested in the beta key giveaway, the timeline will be split into categories, so you can easily navigate past it, but the TLDR is you can probably skip the next minute of the video. So this time I'll be giving away 3 TBC beta keys, and to be entered in the giveaway all you have to do is leave a comment down below about your favorite memory from back during the Burning Crusade, if you played back then, and if you didn't play during the Burning Crusade, tell me what you're most excited about for TBC Classic. These are official TBC Classic beta keys given out by Blizzard, so once again massive shout out to Blizzard for making this possible. If you do end up winning one of these beta keys, here's a couple of things you should know. This key is not to be resold to anyone else, nor should it be given away. This key is for you only, and I need to know that the key is being used on your account. Once you get the key, you will need to activate it into your account, and if you have too many PTR licenses on your account, the key might not work, so contact customer support to get rid of some PTR licenses. You do not have to be subscribed to my channel to join or participate in the giveaway, but obviously if you do enjoy my content and you want more TBC Classic content, slapping me with a like and subscribe helps my channel out tremendously. So once again, to join the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below about your favorite memory from the Burning Crusade, or something you're excited about for TBC Classic. I will be drawing the beta key winners on stream in about 24 hours on twitch.tv/SolheimYT, or check the link in the description. Okay, so I want to start by showing you guys a couple of items you will probably find a lot of while leveling, and unless you've specifically studied cooking and know which materials are used in which crafts, you might end up vending some of these without knowing how useful they can be. For example, the chunk of Basilisk is used in crafting the blackened Basilisks, which gives 23 spell power and 20 spirit for 30 minutes, which is a massive buff for casters and even protection paladins looking to do some AoE farms. Without going too in depth here, you could probably expect close to a gold per chunk of Basilisk, based on the price of servers who shall not be named, and also counting in the inflation from Classic WoW and TBC questing. You also have warped flesh, which is used in crafting the warp burger, which increases your agility by 20 and spirit by 20 for 30 minutes, which is great for anyone that uses agility. You also have Talibuk Venison, which is used in crafting the spicy hot Talibuk, which increases your hit rating by 20, as well as spirit by 20 as well, and this food buff might be especially handy for those of you struggling to hit your hit cap. Serpent Flesh is used in crafting the crunchy serpent, which increases your spell power by 23, and spirit by 20 for 30 minutes, pretty much exactly the same as the blackened Basilisk. Cleft hoof meat is used in crafting the roasting cleft hoof, which increases your strength by 20 and spirit by 20 for 30 minutes, which will be quite useful to anyone using strength. Ravager flesh is used in crafting Ravager dog, which increases your attack power by 40 and spirit by 20, so that's also a useful item for anyone that uses attack power. Next up we have a weird one, which is the strange Spores, and that is also a cooking reagent you will acquire in Sangormarsh, and it's used in crafting food for your pet, which increases your pet stamina by 20 and 20 spirit as well to your pet, which is actually quite useful for your pet's survival in dungeons, and especially raids where your pet will constantly take damage. You also have a couple of reputation items you will find throughout your leveling adventure, all of which will be worth a couple of gold if you can resist the urge to use them yourself. For example, you have the Arcane Tome Sunfury Signet and Firewing Signet, all of which are reputation items needed for the Scryer's reputation, and all of these can be sold. You also have the Fell Armament, the Mark of Sargeras, and Marks of Kil'jaeden, that are reputation items needed for the Aldor reputation, and all of these items can be sold as well. Next up, while leveling you will obtain quite a few scrolls. These are dropped by several humanoids throughout Outland, and how many of them you will get will be a little bit RNG, but you will most likely find a couple of them throughout your journey. Scrolls of Agility, Scrolls of Protection, Scrolls of Strength, and Scrolls of Spirit are definitely worth keeping, as their buff is quite unique and isn't out-buffed by a similar buff. For example, the Scroll of Stamina is out-buffed by a Priest buff for Stamina, and the Scroll of Intellect is out-buffed by a Mage buff for Intellect. So those two scrolls are usually worth nothing, while the Scrolls of Agility, Strength, Spirit and Armor are actually quite valuable and definitely worth keeping. You will also find a lot of green items while leveling, especially if you're doing dungeons, but even if you're questing, you will occasionally find some of these during your Outland adventures. Some of these greens can actually be quite insanely valuable, and some of them can end up being pre-raid best in slot as well. For example, if you're lucky enough to find a decently high level green wand that rolls with spell power on it, that can be insanely good. Same with capes or cloaks as well, that can also roll with spell power on them, and also nature protection and other magic protection stats. I would also be on the lookout for any plate gear that rolls with defense rating or spell power, as that can be used by any tanks. Defense rating for all tanks and spell power for paladin tanks that are looking to AoE farm. I would actually recommend you just keep any of the high level greens you get from probably level 66 plus and just check the stats on them, and if any of them have stats like defense rating, spell power, or different magic resistance rating on them, keep them and sell them. There's also a couple of interesting reputation items you will encounter in Sangormarsh, which are tied to the Spores reputation. The first one is Glauca, which is a mushroom you can find in the western part of Sangormarsh, and you do not need herbalism to grab them. Honestly, you might be able to make a little bit extra gold by grabbing these while you level, and if you do grab some extra ones, definitely sell them to players instead of vendoring them, as they are used in a repeatable quest to go from neutral to friendly with the Spores, and 10 glow caps gives you 250 reputation. Glow caps are also used as a currency to buy things from the Spores Quartermaster, which will increase the demand of this item at least by a little bit. Also, while questing in Sangormarsh, you will probably find a lot of fertile spores, as they drop from Spore Bat, which you will find all throughout the zone. These fertile spores are used in a repeatable quest that you can use to go all the way from neutral to exalted with the Spores, and 6 fertile spores gives you 250 reputation. You might also stumble upon some Boglord tendrils from Boglords in Sangormarsh, and these are also used in a repeatable quest for Spores reputation. On top of all of these items, you also have your usual items like motes and primals, as well as cloth obviously, and there's also several BOE items and patterns that are world drops, but considering those items are either common knowledge or RNG drops, I chose not to include the specifics of those in the video. And that's pretty much it guys, that's a couple of items you will definitely want to keep while leveling in the Burning Crusade, and sell to other people once you're max level. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to give the video a like, as that helps me out a ton, and if you want more TBC Classic content, make sure you subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.